And welcome back. Picking up where we left off last time in the Long Dark, where I think we just slept through the night. Yeah, just slept through the night from the Aurora in last night, where we were able to interact with Sutherland and get a new trade set up. Maybe not going to rush off to do that trade right away, but got a really big one set up. I haven't spoiled myself what I got to do for picking up the hint. Or the lead for Zolan. So we'll have to do that at some point, but that's not going to be this stream. This stream, we're going to try to get back out to Forsaken Airfield and go into the last of the radio bunkers. Bit chilly, bit windy. We're at full health, so we should pretty easily be able to get over to Trapper's cabin within the before we get too cold, take too much damage. We might pass a little bit of time there to let the weather improve before we head out down towards Forsaken Airfield. Also need to feed the character, and the closest food pile is going to be over at the cabin over there. Travis cabin. This may be a slightly shorter stream than normal. We moved it up a day to give some time for the Showdown Empire poll. And that and combined with my sore throat means I may take only a 4-part stream today instead of a 5-part stream. The snoring I had last night has made my throat a little bit sore.
Anything right now.
So we may be going for slightly shorter parts or slightly shorter stream. We'll see. Yeah, up and over. I think I hopefully have enough calories that we can get over to the food stockpile. Before it becomes a problem. We lose our well-fed bonus. Either way, that means it's probably fine taking the condition damage here, because if we don't get there in time, we'll lose the well-fed bonus, we'll lose those 5 points of condition anyway. Up and over, up and over. Gotta get a little close. Don't have any cattails, otherwise I would probably just drink a cattail, eat a cattail. Actually, what I can do to give us just a little bit of time is drink a tea. Is also in theory, I suppose, giving us more condition recovery. It's going to be overwhelmed by the condition loss due to temperature right now, but yeah, let's get out to second airfield. We'll see how quickly that gets done. I'm not expecting to find the bunker all that quickly when we get down there. Oh, we might only have one piece of meat here. Let's warm up before we go out to find more meat and drag more meat over. Hmm. Okay, so I need a little bit of calories, so we're gonna eat one of those unsecured meat. It'll last a little bit of time, which we can warm up in before we can go drag more of the bear meat over. Okay, I did leave the other bow behind, that's fine. Okay. Sleep for 1 hour, gain back our warmth, and get a little bit of fatigue back. Then we're gonna go drag a bunch of bear meat over here. That way we've got a meat stockpile for return trips. Not commenting or keeping commentary going quite as strong as normally would. Again, probably because of the sore throat. And it's very cold, so we're gonna probably take damage again. In this case on the... Well, we might be able to get there and back just barely without taking damage. If I do a little more sprinting, but we're likely to take some damage here getting the meat back to the cabin. Not a lot, but trying to conserve the condition so we can spend it taking risks out in the Forsaken Field. There's my meat pile. Yeah, no, we're not staying warm enough. We're going to take some cold damage on the way back.
To escape this cold.
Oh. This was where the meat pile was. So I've used that whole meat pile. Okay, that's not an issue. We have a second meat pile.
Come on. Well, thank goodness for that.
I know the bear in this area is up, so I gotta be a little bit careful of the bear coming and saying hello. No, one of my arrows. Okay, there's the bear. Wind's picked up. Looks like that's transferring over into a blizzard, which is not what I want. Yeah, not what I wanted. Probably buy enough time on this fire to at least cook that round of meat. And then we'll just pick up 6 and bring them, well, we'll bring the cooked meat with us. Except for the small remainder. Might actually bring the small remainder, we'll see. The wind didn't sound like it transferred over to, well, apparently it hasn't changed to a blizzard even though it sounds like one. So it's just high wind state, but probably would have gone after that bear. I was contemplating it. Okay, let's see. I don't think I think the answer is going to be no. Let's see if we can fire with us by lighting a torch. There appears to be yes. I'm not taking any cooked meat with me, so not a lot of reward in taking this fire, other than the fact that I've got a lit torch I can go exploring the caves with. Oh, never mind. Dragging the meat back. We'll warm up in the cabin a bit. Oh, actually, I might warm up in the tunnel, seeing if there's any coal in the tunnel. But we want to get up to full warmth before we head out. Because I've only got 2 pieces of coal, and at least at this degree temperature. That would force us to basically use it all before we get to Broken Railway, which I'd prefer not to do.
Cold is making my head feel thick.
Up and over. Taking the trip down the hill now. We got calories, so let's do a little bit
Never felt so
sprinting
cold
here.
in my life.
Birch bark. Don't usually see birch bark there. Okay, sneak on in. Got some warming up. We'll do a little bit of inventory triage. Oh, that's why we weren't overweight carrying the 6 plus the partial, because there was 2 partials.
I need to drop something.
And we're overweight, but that was kind of expected. I brought the meat back to leave here, not to take with us, so... Yield sprain risk, so okay, we're not overweight anymore. Let's see. We're trying to proactively spend some time in the cave over here, looking for coal.
Cold to think.
We got 2 pieces of coal right now, which is a pretty good safety net, so if I was trapped somewhere, 2 pieces of coal would be enough to keep us warm. But I want more than just a good safety net for the trip, if at all possible. Looking for coal while waiting for our character to warm up. Luck yet. Can't dead end sometimes have some coal. Though, whether or not it's respawned or not, it's a different question. Right, we've been through here multiple times, so we're mostly waiting on respawns. I'll pick up and harvest any of the torches we see, because otherwise we'll be through here too quickly at this rate, and won't have warmed up all the way. Nope. And nope. Just checked that one, okay. Left? No? And we got the ghost piece of coal that flicked in and out there, so if you were watching carefully, you would have seen a piece of coal disappear before I picked it up. Okay, at this point we know there's no coal in here, which is a bit of a shame. Besides the piece of ghost coal. Trial and error, I know. What I'll do is we'll walk backwards here and we'll see. We get close to it, disappears. Walk away from it, appears. Ghost coal. Sadly, we are not allowed to pick up the piece of ghost coal to burn. Let's not get myself turned around and go out the right way. Okay. Got just enough light in here. I don't think this translates well to the streaming experience, but there's enough light in here that I can, because of the time of day, move through this cave without the lantern out. So I'm going to save a little bit of lantern fuel here until we get back to the front door, which is there. As I said earlier, we are going to take a moment to disassemble a torch before we leave. warmed up all the way. So we're about ready to head out, other than the slight lack of coal. Anyway, it's starting to reach the warmer parts of the day, apparently, which is making a difference. Kind of keep my head on a swivel. Often during this path is, well, probably broken record if you've been watching the whole way through at this point, but probably on this path, there's a decent possibility of finding one, sometimes two pieces of birch bark, and getting a free tea or half a tea of birch bark is always nice going along this path. So it's often worth the effort of trying to keep the head on the swivel. Deer. I suppose there is still a wolf out there somewhere with one of my arrows. But we're not going to take the time to find it. Yeah, no luck at finding the bark. But that's RNG. Sometimes you get everything, sometimes you roll snake eyes and get nothing. Or the D&D equivalent of roll the nat 1. I'm bringing the, I can bring... Oh no, not bringing the pickles. Pickles are the only food item that we left there that we didn't take with us. Bring the last cured meat, bringing the running river oats. Lost and found. It shouldn't have anything usable. We'll take the scarf with us. You got the carrying capacities, I'll take the torch. Wasn't expecting the scarf. Scarf is a piece of fabric, which isn't bad. And then the torch, we can always disassemble for a stick, and we've got the carrying capacity right now. So I may want to take the opportunity to warm up when I get to the box car. It is reasonably warm. Could get warmer. And if it gets warmer, that will actually make the trip east out to Broken Railway convenient. There's a large fly in the room with me, which only bothers me when it's flying in my optical cone. Very annoying.
Can't feel my hands.
Okay, we're at a cattail, so it would be a good opportunity to detour and grab some cattails. Probably grab like 6. Here's a bear. It wouldn't be the worst idea to kill that bear. We'd have to spend the time to cook it, though. I don't really have the fuel for that.
Goddamn freezing.
Okay, grabbing the 6th cattail. We'll warm up in the train car. Boxcar with Poach's Camp within it.
Come on.
There we go.
Come on.
We're at -4. Let's at least stick 5 in the fire. Get us warm. We make a bunch of porridge for the warming up bonus. That'll be a nice way to get warm. Okay. RSU for the fabric. I think it also makes it slightly lighter to harvest, so that's why we're harvesting. Can eat you, gives us a warming up bonus. Got another 20 or so on you, so let's go ahead and make one more batch of porridge up. And then we'll probably contemplate about continuing onward. Okay, we're positive. The fire's only 6. 4, okay, so we're only going to go down to like -2, which is perfectly fine. Okay, let's actually make a batch of birch bark tea. Okay. Make some birch bark tea. How much water do I have? Do I want to keep making tea? Let's make tea. Okay, so that's all the tea that we have prepped. Make one more. Okay, let's prep the rest of those. Then we can make a couple more pairs of tea. And off we go. And we're cold and not next to that fire, but... Oh, actually, apparently we're barely cold, if cold. We're basically sitting at 0. Which, for long-distance travel, is perfect. Next stop, Broken Railway. The Broken Railway maintenance shed. In the maintenance yard. I think that's where we'll put the part break in. So if you're watching on YouTube, I hope you've been enjoying. It's probably like a 5, maybe 10-minute stroll. So if you're watching on YouTube, and thus can see how long the video is, you can see how eventful that is going to be. Because if it takes more than 5 or 10 minutes, something went wrong. But yeah, should be a fairly short, straight shot down to the maintenance shed. That's where we're going to put the part break in. Might fill up one or both of my drinks during that break, because I'm going through drinks awfully fast trying to fight the sore throat. But yeah, with the weather this good, we should be able to get in the maintenance shed real quick. If the weather holds, we probably will want to do stuff at the maintenance shed. Whether that is seek to improve the food stockpile there, or gather more fuel, or, well, the third option is just keep going in the next part. We'll see how the weather holds, how long it takes for us to get over there. If it's already dusk, we probably don't want to keep going. Because if memory serves, the far territories is reasonably cold. And I still have a fairly weak understanding of the far territories and all the interesting sections in it, right? So knowing where are good places to get fuel or acquire more things to eat, I don't know out there. So the question is, do I keep going and taking a risk? The weather starts to look late. Oops. Started to apply my WSD to move towards the torch, but I'd missed the hit use button, so the torch wasn't in the hand, we were still in the menu. Okay, sticks. Definitely want to pick all the sticks we come across until we're at least full carrying capacity. I think it was a branch from that last one, so I didn't pick it up. Oops. I'm just misclicking all the buttons today. Yeah, carrying capacity still fine. Making good time. Wind's starting to pick up. Which may make a difference if that blows the torch out. And or pushes is negative even without blowing the torch out. That's the last of the muskeg into the outer areas of the broken railway. Broken railroad, yeah. And we're making decent progress walking along here. It's taking longer than I thought it would, honestly. Maybe we're getting a little bit of forewind or something that's slowing us down. So there is a way to billy up and over the landslide here, which we're going to do. Otherwise, there's a whole way you got to go around to get around. Up and over here works reasonably well, so I use it. Okay, let's... Oh, there we go. Oh, 6 we can pick up. I went through my torches a little bit more than I would like. Isn't necessarily too bad. If anything, it means I haven't been wasting as much fuel in fires, because usually I get torches whenever I have to disassemble fires. So if anything, maybe it's a derivative of the fact that our clothes are so much better than I'm having to stick lots of stuff in fires to stay warm. Okay, there's a wolf there. Let's avoid the wolf by taking the low road. I don't think the wolf has noticed me. Okay, I don't want to... I suppose I can drink a little bit of water to get the weight back under. Ah, okay, no. The reason I'm overweight is because I have started to lose carrying capacity due to fatigue loss. Like, I'm thinking I would have had more space for sticks than I would, and the answer is yes. Yes, if you were 50% or above on the fatigue, you would have had space for another stick. That'd only just be barely over with the second one, but... drinking the water there gives a little bit more carrying capacity, so that's good. Or, well, I suppose it didn't give us more carrying capacity, it reduced the amount that we were carrying, right? Okay, about to get into the maintenance shed. I'm going to do once over on the inventory that we've got in the maintenance shed to determine what I want to take with us. What we want to leave behind. We'll do that right at the beginning of the next video. And then after that, we'll make a decision whether or not I want to continue going, or if I want to try to hunt like a bear or something to get some meat in the area. So I don't want to waste the good weather. We got good weather here. Oh, into the main room here. And this is where I'm going to put the part break in. So if you're watching on YouTube, I hope you've been enjoying. There will be another part up tomorrow because I'm going to keep recording. The throat scratchiness hasn't convinced me to stop streaming yet today. If you're watching on Twitch, there will be another part. I'm going to put a short break in here. The breaks today are probably going to be a bit longer than normal because of the scratchy throat. So we're going to be probably making a cup of tea every break. So I'm going to go make a new cup of tea. With that, I wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part. Bye for now.